It's Sunday again, which means another episode of Trail Talks. Yay! Instead of going to church, you should be sitting here, worshipping me. I'm your new god. It's Sunday, remember that. No, I'm just kidding. But today's episode... no, wait. Today's interviewee is my very good friend, a very long time friend, Petty.
Hello.
So, Patty, tell a little bit about yourself before the interview starts so that the viewers might get to know you a little bit.
Well, um, on YouTube, I am Petty Bish. I am a horror game streamer. Mainly, I stream Dead by Daylight, World War Z Aftermath, and lately I've picked up Zombie Army 4.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm normally always been into horror games ever since the Resident Evils and Evil Dead and things like that. So when I decided to start my channel, I figured what better way to do it than do horror games. I've always loved horror genres, horror movies. Um, I do stream the occasional Red Dead, but that is few and far between.
Mm. Okay, and I forgot to mention one little detail. We not only have Petty here, but we also have Squeak. Petty is... How old is Squeak now? 2 months?
She is 2 months as of yesterday.
So we have Squeak, Petty's 2-month-old baby here with us. Do you want to say hi, Squeak?
Want to say hi?
Okay, I guess that
A
was
grunt. A grunt is acceptable. Yeah, a grunt
yeah,
is acceptable for a
yeah.
2-month-old.
Okay, so we've already kind of covered your question on what do you do on your channel. You said you're a horror streamer. Not a
Mhm.
horrible streamer, but a horror streamer, if you heard that wrong.
Oh no, I'm definitely a horrible streamer on top of that.
No, 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 no. We all gotta start somewhere. But, okay, we can just move on to the second question, and that is, what made you like decide on streaming? Why did you decide to start streaming and why did you decide to start your own channel?
Well, uh, actually, with uh, Cap B-Rile, he had started streaming, and he and I have been friends for a long time as well. So I just kind of got the idea that, hey, that would be a fun thing to do. It's a way to play games and talk to people at the same time that, aren't on the game or aren't doing the same thing that you're doing. So it seemed like something, that's how it started, but then, it was fun to have people join in on the streams and people that don't play the horror games that I play, they enjoyed watching them. So
Mm,
that's pretty much how it started was, people wanting to see gameplay
mm,
that they were interested in because I originally started streaming Red Dead
mm-hmm.
because a friend of mine was thinking about getting the game and he was like, "Well, I don't really know, what the gameplay is." And I said, "Well, hang on, I'll stream it on YouTube." And that's how it took off, and so I went from streaming Red Dead to streaming mostly Dead by Daylight.
Mm. Can you explain what Dead by Daylight is actually about? Because I have no idea. I am
Yeah.
not big in the horror genre. I don't like horror movies. I'm a little how should I put this? I'm terrified of horror movies.
Oh, I love them. But yeah, Dead by Daylight is a multiplayer horror-based game. It is 4 survivors against 1 killer,
Mm-hmm.
and the object of the survivors are there are 5 generators scattered around each map, and your job is to go around and repair the generators in order to open the exit gate to escape. And the whole
Okay.
time, of course, you're being hunted by the killer.
Hmm.
And with Dead by Daylight, there's no way to fight back against the killer. You just run, basically. You're just running from a killer if they're chasing you.
Hmm.
And the only way that you can actually fight back is by stunning them with pallets, and that just gives you a little bit of time to create distance between you and the killer.
Hmm. Okay.
Um, I mainly play Survivor. I played Killer the other day on my stream, and it was funny because I'm terrible at playing Killer, but it's fun. I'd actually like to try to start doing Killer more.
Hmm.
Um, but there are different killers in the game that have been created for the Dead by Daylight universe, but then they also have killers like Ghostface from Scream, Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, Pinhead, Pyramid Head from the Silent Hill games, the
Hmm.
Demogorgon from Stranger Things.
Hmm.
So it's fun to play against those killers too because you recognize, especially Michael Myers and Freddy Krueger, you recognize those from horror movies.
Hmm.
Ghostface, Pinhead, things like that. So it's fun because you get to go against the things that you feared on screen.
Okay. Okay. So, um, this question you might not really know the answer to, but do you really have a specific plan for your channel in the future, or is it just like, oh shit, is it just like kind of hard to explain, but plan for your channel in the future is basically what I'm trying to say.
Um, no solid plan really. I'm such a sporadic streamer. I don't have like a set schedule or anything like that. With two small kids, it's hard to sit down and make a schedule
Hmm.
to actually get on and stream. So I don't have like a big plan. I would like to start, at least streaming once or twice a week and stick with the horror genre. Um, I would like to branch out and start playing playthroughs at some point. I've started with Zombie Army 4. I've started doing a playthrough.
Hmm.
I've only done that twice though, but I'd like to continue that because it's a fun game and
Okay.
it's got a good, it's funny because the main thing is you got to kill zombie Hitler. And who doesn't want to kill Hitler?
Okay. You can kill zombie Hitler. That's a sentence I never thought I would hear, but yeah.
Exactly.
And I can already see YouTube canceling this one because we just said a bad word. We said a bad man's name. Screw you, YouTube. Okay, but next question. Have you ever gotten like hate or spam messages when streaming or on other platforms? Like, have you ever been told like, "Oh, your stream sucks, you should not stream," and yada yada yada? So, have that ever happened to you?
Yes. Um, I've gotten spam before, but I want to say the last time that I streamed Dead by Daylight, I had a random come in and say that I think they said I was trash maybe on Dead by Daylight. And I don't care what people think. I don't play games to be good at them. I play games to have fun.
Hmm.
Like if I'm good at a game, then yeah, that's one thing, but I I play it to have fun.
Hmm.
So I just kind of laughed it off. I'm like, yeah, you're right. I am trash at this game. I'm like, but it's still fun, and I'm still gonna play it. I'm not there to be the best, because like with Dead by Daylight, they have a ranking system, and what we call red ranks are basically the highest, like the best players.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not my goal is not to be a red rank survivor. I don't care.
Mm.
Like it's a different game every time you play. You have a different person who's killer, you have different survivors if you're not playing with friends. So the outcome is going to be different every single time.
Mm.
So that doesn't matter to me. Like you can come on my channel and give me as much grief as you want. It's not going to hurt my feelings.
Okay. So, yeah, that's about the first questions about the channel, but now we're moving on to questions about like Rockstar games and Red Dead. So, you just said like you mostly play horror games, but you also play Red Dead, and that's why we're here, basically, to, talk about Red Dead.
Hmm.
But And if Cap is still in the chat, he can type this one in. But what do you think of Rockstar and Red Dead Online? Like, what are your thoughts on the game as of right now? Do you think it's a deadbeat, or do you think that there is some potential? And what do you think about Rockstar? Yeah, what do you think about Rockstar? How do you think they're handling like their production of the game?
Well, I've always said that GTA is Rockstar's cash cow.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like this game, Red Dead, has so much potential.
Mm-hmm.
It really does. And the fact is, they're Rockstar or any gaming, you know, facility or anything like that. They're always gonna go with what generates the most amount of cash, and it's always been GTA. And so GTA 5 has been out for what, 10 years maybe?
10 plus years, yeah.
Yeah, and they're constantly coming out with new content, um, and things like that for the online community. But now with Red Dead, we'll get a pass here every now and then, and it's
Mm.
always the same stuff: ammo crates, cosmetics, shirts, pants.
Socks.
Brandon's favorite, socks. Yep. And to me, they're not really putting a whole lot of thought into the outlaw passes. They're
Mm.
just like, let's pump out some more shirts. Let's give them some ammo. Let's give them some trinkets, and
Mm.
let's and they'll be fine with it. Like we gave you roles. Like what else do you want? And the roles are fun. It was a
Yeah.
great addition to online because in the beginning in beta there was nothing like that. There were no roles. It was just doing dailies, and you had to get money by fishing and hunting, and it took a long time to get money
Yeah.
in the first, in the beta days.
Yeah.
There you would have to go and find like little glitches. Like there's a pond, I think it's near roads, that we would always go to, and you'd pick up, like 10 fish and run over to the butcher and sell them, come back, do it all over again.
Hmm.
That was like what I call old school grinding, because you couldn't get any money back then before the rolls were introduced.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm just gonna say it out loud right now that the beta players, and I know that there's a lot of beta players out there, they're all gonna be like, oh, it was so harder in my day, and we didn't
yeah,
have dailies when we started out. We only
we
had
didn't. We didn't. Had to walk 5 miles uphill in the snow. You know.
Yeah,
To
yeah.
get the stuff.
That's the thing. There's gonna be like a beta player meets a rookie, and the rookie is like, "Grandpa, tell me a story. When I was a kid, we didn't have we didn't have dailies. We didn't even
Right.
have horses. We had to
We did have
walk.
horses.
We had to walk between checkpoints.
Yeah.
You talking about navies? We didn't have navy revolvers. We had a rock that we threw on people. That's gonna be the
We had a
bait.
slingshot.
That's gonna be the beta players one day. They're gonna be like, it was so hard in my day. We didn't have everything. So yeah, that's definitely gonna be. Yeah, Jedi Dad just said
Yeah.
walked to school backwards in a blizzard. Yeah, yeah, that's the thing. That's the
That's
thing.
right.
This is the beta players in a nutshell. It was so harder in my day. Yeah.
But
Okay.
okay, so in the beta player's defense, which I am the beta player, I have been playing since beta. There was nothing. The game was exciting in beta because it was new. It was, the online experience was new to Red Dead. We were so excited to create our own characters, to be able to explore the huge world of Red Dead on your own and not have like a mission or anything like that. But then it got boring really quick because it was like, oh, okay, well, I need money to buy clothes, but there was no way to make money without doing continuous, tedious things. Fishing, hunting. Those were the only ways to make money then.
Hmm.
And that's why the beta players are always like, it's so much easier now to make money that we have an ungodly amount of money because we were so used to grinding in the beta days to get money that that's what we did when the roles were introduced.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. I mean, there are players out there who definitely did not, cheat the game with their friends in order to get crazy amount of cash. I never
Right.
did that. I never did. I have no idea what you guys are talking about. I grinded all these like the 71 grand. I earned that by yeah. I definitely did not, broke the game several times in order to get cash. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? We never did
Oh
that.
no, I did. I did. Do you remember the glitch with the cougars in Blackwater?
No, I don't.
Oh, so there was a glitch a while back that if one person would bring a cougar into Blackwater right there at the butcher and like throw it down, it would start spawning cougars, like dead cougars. So you would just keep picking up a cougar and going to sell it. And I think cougars at that time were 10, $20 maybe.
Damn.
And I mean, there were tons of people in Blackwater just constantly picking up. It was hilarious. Like that's when the glitches were funny, and
Mm-hmm.
you would get like dead cougars falling out of the sky. And now you got like dead horses in the middle of the road for glitches.
Wow. That was very specific. Like, now we got dead horses laying out there. Oh,
We do. The last time I played, the glitches were horses just either standing in the middle of the road or there were dead horses on the side of the road. Like that was the main glitch that was happening the last time I played.
yeah, I know, I know. Okay, but moving on. Um, is there anything that you would like to see added into the game to make the game more immersive, like live? Like this, there's like a specific horse, specific role, specific gun, specific, dedicated servers, invite only, or yeah, map customization. What do you want added into this game?
I would like to see Mexico um, put on the map, and uh, what was the other place that you go to? Guarma. I'd like to see Guarma added because if to me, you were able to glitch over in the Guarma, there are things that you could do over there. Birds. Um, I think there was something else over there that was unique just to Guarma that you could get and bring back over.
Mm.
I think that those places could open up the possibility of DLCs for online. Different roles you could do. You could expand the trader role into Guarma or into Mexico,
Mm.
um, and doing different things.
Yeah.
But now, I think more roles would be good. But I look at it as the more I see Red Dead as a relaxing game.
Yeah.
I don't like to look at it as a grinding game anymore. Like it's something that you can go online and you can just kind of hang out with your friends and just you can either grind or you can just walk around and ride your horse and do a little fishing and hunting. So I would like to see. I know everybody talks about properties. I don't see the point in properties personally because you're in real time to a certain extent. Like everybody's on the same schedule, so you can't go and sleep and like it be daytime. I don't
Yeah.
see the point in having a house unless you can go in and make customizations of your own.
Mm.
Like you can make the house to how you want it, and you can mod it out or anything like that. That's the only thing that I would see that would be beneficial to have properties.
Mm.
But I think other jobs that you could do. I mean, even finding jobs like little odds and ends in town,
Yeah.
picking up stuff like that. Like, hey, can you go and deliver these goods to a house? And I know that sounds dumb, but just like more odd jobs
Mm.
than like helping somebody out in need to where you have to go to a camp and kill a bunch of people and rescue
Mm.
them. Or, having more puzzle type things, like solving more mysteries. Like I enjoyed the serial killer side mission
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
in the game, like trying to figure out where all the bodies were, and eventually finding your way to the serial killer. That's something that you have to lead up to.
Mm.
It's not like a point A to point B. And
Mm.
I think that it would be more challenging for the player to have something like that instead of going to the bounty board and, oh, okay, we're here, here's the bounty person. Let's just go look for some clues and, oh, there he is. Rope him, turn him in.
Yeah.
Have a sort of mystery to it to where you have to go and physically look for clues and
Mm.
make it to where you have to have more than one person for some
Yeah.
things. Like work together to find out what's going on.
Yeah.
I think that would be good to have something like that and just big roles like that, the mystery roles. I think Brandon had an idea that I liked the whole being a lawman or
Yeah.
being an outlaw.
Yeah.
I think those roles would be good. And like he said, you got to stick with it. Either you're a lawman or you're an outlaw. Like you can't swap back and forth.
Mm.
I think you should be able to swap back and forth because that's the whole beauty of gameplay. You
Yeah.
shouldn't have to be settled into one role. Like if I want to be a lawman one day, let me be a lawman one day.
Yeah.
And then, because you're going to get bored with it eventually and you're going to want to switch it up. I don't want to go create a whole nother character just to be able to be an outlaw.
Mm.
Like, I want to be able to swap back and forth. Like, you don't have to be a new character to be a moonshiner, to be a trader, to be a bounty hunter. You can do all that as your main character. You should,
Mm.
if that's introduced, you should be able to swap back and forth like all the other roles. It should just be added in as a role, a lawman role and an outlaw
Mm. Okay. I have a question here, and that is there a specific role you would like to see in the future? But you kind of just already answered that, but do you still want me to go through with the question? So,
role.
like,
No, that's fine. I
okay,
would like to see, I had it as far as roles. I would like to see other stuff. Like um, if they do introduce properties, you could have a rancher role where
mm,
your job is to be a farmer.
mm,
And I mean, going as far as, because this game is so detailed,
yeah,
going as far as like planting your crops and tending to them and doing, because in the game you would do like a little task around the camp, feed the horses,
mm,
chop wood, do stuff like that. Well, I would like to see if we introduce properties to be able to have a community, like a little
mm,
small community within that property, to
mm,
where other players could come and go.
yeah,
It would be a shared property,
mm,
and that way you could actually grow it into your own little town, basically. You could have people doing specific roles. That's up to the players. You could say, oh, okay, well, oh, today I'm going to go around and do all the chores on the farm. I'm going to feed the horses and, collect the eggs from the chickens and things like that. And then you could have those things to sell to make money.
mm-hmm,
But I think having a community property as opposed to a single person property would be a lot more fun, because you would have other people contributing to it to make it grow.
yeah,
Because if you try to do it all yourself, you're gonna get burned out.
yeah,
You know, only one person trying to take care of the farm, plant the crops, tend to the house. As far as building it and doing things like that,
mm-hmm,
there are ways that they can expand the game that might not seem fun to them, but would be fun to the constant online Red Dead player.
mm,
Because I look at Red Dead as an immersive experience to some people. Like, they can completely get lost in this game. And I can see how. It's a beautiful game, it's a great concept, and there there are so many things that can be done. Thank you, honey. And the potential for the game is astronomical. It's just getting them to get off their tail and spend the time to listen to the people that play this game religiously,
mm-hmm,
because they're telling them, this is what we want, and instead Rockstar is going back to GTA 5, and
mm,
I, GTA 5 is chaos. The online is complete chaos.
yeah,
I tried it, I couldn't do it.
okay,
It's nothing but a free for all.
mm-hmm,
And that's why
okay,
I prefer this game over GTA 5. Rockstar is a great company. They've
mm-hmm,
made fantastic games.
yeah,
I'd like to see them expand on this game instead of constantly going back to GTA 5.
okay. Yeah, we all know that Rockstar, as you said, Rockstar sees Grand Theft Auto 5 or GTA 5 as their cash cow because it sold like 1 million copies in a day, and this game didn't, so of course they're gonna spend more money on Grand Theft Auto, but I still would like to see them actually do something about Red Dead Redemption instead of... I mean, yeah, it's kind of hard to explain, but I just want I want Rockstar to actually see that, hey, there's a game here too. We can do something with this. But no, we get socks. For 2 gold pieces. 2 gold bars. That means that 1 sock in this game is worth 1 gold bar. That's 1 expensive sock, I tell you.
It is.
Here's a gold bar worth 50 million. What can I get for it? You can get a sock. Wow! A sock worth 50 million. That's an expensive sock. Let me tell you, that must be Egyptian cotton you're selling me right now. Egyptian cotton embroidered with silver and gold. That's the only reason I'm buying this. Okay, but on something completely different. This hashtag Save Red Dead Online that has been going on for time now. I mean, it's on Twitter, and I don't really care about Twitter. I don't care about social media in general. Yes, I'm an old man. I don't like social media. But what's your opinion on like the hashtag Save Red Dead Online? Do you think that it's actually like a good thing, or do you think that it's just something that we probably are just embarrassing ourselves with, trying to reach out to Rockstar like, this is what we want, please help us?
I think it's pointless. And the reason why I say that is because a multi-million-dollar company like Rockstar, they're not going to pay attention to a hashtag. They're not. It doesn't matter how much it generates, how much it's trending on Twitter or anything like that. A hashtag at the end of the day is just that. It's a hashtag. They're going to do what they want to do. They know what generates money for them. And who knows? They could have something big in the works for us. We don't know that. But they're not going to tell us that either.
Okay.
So I think that a company like Rockstar is not paying attention to, you know, a Save Red Dead Online hashtag. I think it's a good idea as opposed to wanting to get their attention, but I don't think it's working.
Okay. Yeah, well, it's been going on for about 2-3 months now, and we still haven't gotten anything. In my opinion, ever since this hashtag started, Rockstar is actually paying less attention to Red Dead.
Right. Like they're punishing us.
Yeah. They are. Your game, can't you be still here? Can you put your hashtag in? Can you do that? Okay, but I guess that's all the question for Act 2. Now we're moving on to Act 3, which is just basically joking around a little bit. And yeah. Okay, so you ready for these? Because I gonna regret them so much, but there goes nothing. Out of all the characters in the Red Dead universe, like in story mode, which one would you like to kiss, roll around in the hay with? Yes. Marry, I know that you're married and have kids, but this is Red Dead. Go out to have a drink with, take advice from, ride in a posse with, and hang from a high tree. So we start off with the first one. Which one would you like to kiss / go on a date with?
Probably Javier. I think he would be a fun date.
Okay, could you elaborate a little bit? Like, why?
Well, Javier seems to be like the one that you would go out and have fun with. You could go out and he plays guitar, so he could serenade you on your date, and y'all could go out and have a drink, have a good time. Not somebody that you really want to take home, but just somebody that you want to spend time with.
Okay. Okay, next one. Which one would you like to roll around in the hay with?
Arthur, hands down. Arthur. He's
Uh,
another one. It's not one that you don't marry Arthur because he is a tortured soul. But you
mm-hmm.
do want to have fun with Arthur.
Okay. So basically you would have a one night stand, yes, with Arthur Morgan.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna elaborate on that one because
Yeah. We want to elaborate on that one. My
yeah,
kids are up.
yeah. Hi Kennedy. Okay, which one would you marry?
Charles.
Like,
Charles seems to be like the all around good guy, the one that you take home to mom, the one that would protect you, and I don't know, he's out of the whole group, he seems like the one that wasn't like ruined by the outlaw life, I guess
yeah,
is what I would say.
yeah, but
He
okay.
was still very optimistic, very hopeful. You know, he was one of the. I don't know. I always looked at Charles as the nicest one in the group, the one that kind of held the guys together
Mm, yeah.
in a certain, to a certain extent. Like he was very kind. He was very kind to everyone,
Mm-hmm.
and with the story mode, with Charles being um, coming from, an Indian background along with having, a mix. He back then that was not, known. Like a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people, weren't like that. So he had a different perspective.
Yeah.
He was, I don't know. I always had a soft spot for Charles. I always thought that he was one of the best guys in the group.
Okay. So in the love category, you would go on a romantic date with Javier Escuela. If
Hmm.
I didn't pronounce that name correctly, I'm sorry. I'm Swedish, not Spanish. There's a difference. You would roll around in the hay with Arthur Morgan. We're not going to go into detail on why, because I still have a little bit of purity left in me, okay? I'm not
Very
complete,
little. Very little.
very little, but I still have a lot of purity left. Okay, not a lot.
Hmm.
And you would marry who? Charles.
Yep.
I'm just glad you didn't say uncle or Bill or any one of those because okay, if you would have said uncle, I would have laughed. Like, which one would you like to roll around in the hay with? Uncle.
Yeah, uncle, because I gotta see what that lumbago's about. Gotta see if it's contagious.
If I'm being honest, I had no idea what lumbago was until the release of Red Dead Online or Red Dead and for that. So yeah. Okay, but on another category, which one of the characters would you like to go out to have a drink with? Like, friends just hanging out. Which one would you like to go have a drink with?
Lenny. Lenny was he was young. He was fun. Lenny was a good kid. I would have liked to have taken him out for a drink.
Okay, chat, we have a cougar here. We have a cougar. We have we have a cougar. She just said she wanted to go take out a 19-year-old for a drink. We have a cougar.
Hey, I had my first drink at 19. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. I was trying to joke there, but I guess the joke didn't make a home run. Uh, okay.
No.
Um. So Lenny, okay. Which one would you take advice from?
You know what? Can I change my answer? Because I think Mary would be fun to go on to take out for a drink.
Arthur's old love interest?
No. Who am I thinking of? Who
Mary,
was the what was her name? Not Karen.
Mary Beth?
Um,
Yeah, Mary
yes.
Beth.
Yeah.
Jedi. The romance girl? The one who liked romance novels?
Maybe? I don't know. And I feel bad as a woman. I never really paid any attention to the other women in the game because they weren't. I liked Tilly. I think Tilly would have been fun to go out and have a drink with. But
Yeah.
the other ones, they were just there. Like you didn't really get a lot of backstory unless it was Abigail or the
Mm-hmm.
one that Arthur was, with.
Yeah. Okay, okay, good. Lost Boy just... Hey, Lost Boy, how you doing? Hope you're doing well.
Hey.
But I'm glad you joined in now, because you're too pure to even hear Patty's answers, so you are not allowed to watch the replay. You are not allowed to watch the replay, young lady. Hey, you heard that? I'm your big brother. I have the right to say that. You're not allowed to hear what Patty had for answers.
Do it. I'm listening.
Okay, so once again, which one would you take advice from?
Hosea.
Yeah, you are not the only one that has said Hosea, but you still have to elaborate. Like, why would you like to take advice from Hosea?
Hosea always seemed like the father figure to me.
Mm,
He always made sure that the guys were taken care of. He always, was looking out for them. I
mm,
see. And he was another one that was, he wasn't judgmental. He was very kind. And then he would, he'd pick at you. So he wasn't always serious. So
mm,
to me, he always seemed like the father figure for Arthur as opposed to Dutch.
mm.
And Hosea, not only being one of the older members in the gang, but he always seemed to know exactly what to say at the right time.
Yeah, he
He
could.
would be somebody that would be able to give you advice when you didn't know you needed it.
Yeah, he had a silver tongue. He could sweet talk anyone into anything. So yeah, I understand. Okay, which one would you like to ride in a posse with?
Mm, I think I would like to ride with all the women because I feel like they could get into more trouble than the guys could. It would just be different trouble.
Okay, care to elaborate on that? So, okay, in contrary, all the women in camp. So that means, first of all, you, Mary Beth, Tilly, Karen, Grapeshaw, or Grimshaw.
Except Miss Grimshaw, because
Okay,
she was a dried up prune. Except for
okay.
her.
So, Molly, Dutch's lover, is that the right word?
Mm,
Lover? Dutch lover,
that's
and Sadie.
yeah.
So, all of the women.
See,
Okay,
I think Sadie would be the one that would start the bar fight. Like we would all go to the bar, we would have some drinks. The girls would start doing their little flirtations to try to, you know, lure the guys upstairs to steal from them. Sadie, on the other hand, would be pounding shots of whiskey and then punch the first guy that tried to grab her butt. And then we're having a bar fight. And could you imagine seeing all those women from Red Dead in a bar fight? I
I,
think that would
I, I,
be
I know,
hilarious.
I know you can't see this right now, but I am literally like sitting here with my head down, like, shaking my head like, why? Why?
Think about it, though. Think about it. Like, the guys riding in a posse with them, they're looking at it from. I see that. They're looking at it as rob stores, rob banks. You know, they're looking
Yeah.
at the robbing side of it because we're outlaws. The women, on the other hand, are thinking about it from a whole different other perspective. Because back then, women couldn't work except for in one profession. And we're not going to say that profession because this is a PG-13 stream.
I
So,
technically no, we're not, because I have been doing these interviews for 6 months and I've been hearing like answer after answer after answer, especially when it comes to which character would you like to, how should I put this? Which character would you like to have a one night stand with? And all the
right.
questions still amazes me.
So, women back then were only able to do the oldest profession. So, you're either doing that in a hotel,
Yeah.
or you're, for some reason, and I never knew this, which a lot of Red Dead was, well, not a lot, I'll say a good chunk of Red Dead was historically accurate. If I had to go in and wash a man, I would just lose all respect for men. You can't wash yourself? Why do you have to pay me 50 cents to come in here and wash your back? But anyway, that's
I just right. I mean, I just remember that you're married, right?
I am.
So you have never washed your husband's back?
Why would I?
I don't know. I'm
I
21
tell
years.
you what.
I'm
I tell
21
you what,
years
Laval. The
old.
next time.
I haven't had a serious relationship. I don't know.
Well, the next time that you get in a relationship, um, get up, Kennedy. Ask the girl to wash her back and see what she says. But hey, girl, would you mind coming in here and washing my back? I would wash my husband's back if he couldn't do it himself, like if he was injured.
Soapy run off the fine for Soapy run off. It's fine for feet. Oh no 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 no! We're not going
Well,
into
don't you say?
we're not going into the feet discussion again. We've just come out of that whole mess. We're not going into that again. It is on stream. It is on stream. Go and check out Cap's video about it, because she here we talked about like. What were we talking about? Like pedicures, like many, I don't know, nail
I
stuff.
I think so.
Yeah, and what happened was Petty here says that I said, okay, if I go in and have like a pedicure and they look at my feet, they wouldn't need like see nail, what's the files and stuff like that. They would need power tools.
Yeah,
And she,
a saw.
right here, she went on a crusade. She basically just lectured me on hygiene for my feet. Like,
Because you said you didn't wash your feet.
I wash my feet.
You said you did not wash your feet in the shower. You said that the soap that ran down your body would clean your feet.
Yeah,
And that's when I said, well, I would hate to do a pedicure on you because
yeah,
disgusting.
but then you
And then
start,
Whale never lets me live it down.
yeah, because it's forever memorized, especially in my mind, because in the middle of everything, then you started talking about my private parts. Like, do you want,
Well,
how, we
hey,
have,
that
we,
was a legitimate question.
if I
It
wash,
was.
if I wash the, I'm not gonna say this, what the fuck is wrong with me?
I'll say it. If you wash your balls, then you need to wash your feet.
That's gonna
Because if you
call.
don't,
Okay, when I
look, this
when
isn't getting monetized anyway.
yeah, well, you're right about that. But this is okay. That's gonna when I like reach the YouTuber career where I start selling merch. That's gonna be on a T-shirt. If you wash your balls, you gotta wash your feet.
Well, hey, and if you remember, that was my thing. Like, if you're in a relationship and you don't clean yourself, nobody's gonna head to the south of the border if it's not clean. Because let's be honest, if you ain't washing your feet in the shower, then you're probably not washing everything correctly. And I don't have to worry about women, or at least the women that I know, because I
Mm,
know we wash.
Okay, whale shark has an idea here for merch. Borrow soap that looks like a foot. That's actually a good idea. Whale, I'm gonna hire you.
Yeah. And
Okay,
it just says, "Do you wash your feet?"
okay, but okay, back to the questions. We got a little sidetracked there, and by that I mean a lot of sidetracked.
A lot of sidetracked.
But which one of all the characters, and I might know the answer for this, so we don't have to elaborate, but which one would you like to hang from a high tree?
Dutch. Hands down. Everybody's gonna kill Micah. Dutch. And I've had time to think about this, okay, because you sent me the questions. Um, Dutch was a master manipulator. And not only that, he...
No, 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 no. Hang on, hang on. I told Petty before this interview started that when it came, because of you, Cap, because of you, I had to institute a no herb policy during the interviews. Because Cap threw up in the fire. We didn't really see much of it because I only heard whoa. It sounded like someone dying. He threw up in the fire because he thought it was hilarious. I had to reinstitute a no herb policy. You might take that as you wish. You might take that however you want it. But due to Cap, I had to make sure that no one has oleander anymore.
Uh,
And Birdie says, and for the record, I support the occasional candlelit bath for couples.
that's one thing. Okay,
Yeah.
that's one thing to do it as a couple, but Arthur's sitting in there taking a bath, and all of a sudden you hear, "Do you need some help in there?" No. No. Why? But you know what? I did it every single time. And you know what? You know what freaked me out about it the most? He
That they.
always got a kiss on the head when they were done. Always. And that just, why? Why was that added in for my 50 cent? Why I get a kiss on the forehead? Like, I felt like, did they wash everything? Because her hand went in the water at one point. What's she washing? She washing his leg? She washed his feet?
Yeah, well, what I think was weird was that when you ordered like a bat, okay, and we're losing viewers right now, so this is going well, but I'm having fun. But when you ordered like help in the bat, why would it always like zoom in on her hand? Why? Like, why?
You know why. You know why.
Yes, I know why, but that
You know
doesn't.
she was skiing.
Okay, so you would hang Dutch because he was a master manipulator. Hi, Bob.
So not only that, but he preyed on young boys
That
because he
that
knew that
would
hold on, I don't mean it in a sexual way.
yeah,
I mean
but
it in the way is that he could take them and mold them into whatever he wanted. You got Arthur. No, come on.
No, no,
Are
no,
you
no, no.
talking about Brandon's?
Yeah, Arthur
The
deserves a
tugboat
doggy
dog?
in the tub.
He did. He did. And that, you know what? That's why I paid the 50 cents every time. Arthur needed released.
Arthur, come.
I was waiting on you to see that.
Okay, okay.
You good?
I'm so unprofessional about this right now, but the, I mean, Cap, literally, he has no filter.
No. What's the point in having a filter? It's fun. There's no fun in having a filter. Uh-oh, I didn't mean to sit down. I didn't mean to stand up. Oh.
Okay, back to the
All right. Let me get back to my rant Dutch or my Dutch rant. Yep.
yeah.
Okay, there we go. Dutch rant.
Yeah.
So he got John and he got Arthur when they were boys, basically. And I don't really remember when the rest of the group started. I think maybe Javier was young, too. But Dutch looked at them, in my opinion, not as his sons, but as his, they were expendable.
Yeah. Well, I don't really.
He could take these kids, he could make them, give them false hope, because he had a plan. He always had a plan. So he could basically make them do whatever he wanted. And that's why he picked them young. Because that way he could manipulate them and make them feel like they were part of a family because they didn't have a family. And that's what kids want. Kids want to be a part of a family. And so Dutch knew that he could take them and say, "Oh, come on, son. You're like a son to me. You're my boy. Now here, go rob this train." Because he knew that at a young age he could basically groom them.
Yeah. Yeah, I get
to
what
do
you're.
whatever he wanted.
I get what you're saying, and like, I mean, if you played story mode, and I think many people here have played story mode, those who haven't, shame on you. But like when it comes to, Dutch, I think he actually at some point actually cared about them, but along the way he kind of lost who he was. So I don't think that we should give Dutch too much hate because he had good intentions. I mean, I can like when I hear him in camp telling like we are creating a new better world and stuff like that. I feel like he's actually like saying the truth. He doesn't want a world where there's rich and poor. He wants a world where everyone is treated equal. And think about it this way. Dutch is a man before his time because he takes in people. He took in Lenny, he took in Charles, Sean, all these kinds of people, and he basically gave them something to have. Like,
He took in bodies. I mean, come on. Everybody knows that Micah was a piece of crap from the word go. Okay, but Dutch was one of those ones that he was a piece of crap wrapped in gold paper, basically.
I don't think like that. I think like Dutch and Hosea, they were. When Hosea died, Dutch died.
Dutch died in Blackwater. When
Yeah.
when when they decided to do that, and then the people in the gang got killed, and he basically didn't care. Because think about it, in my opinion, I don't look at him as the Robin Hood as you look at him. He didn't want everybody to be rich or poor, he wanted them to be equal. No, Dutch wanted money. That's all he cared about, was money. That's why you always had to contribute to the camp. And you were always going and robbing banks and doing this and robbing trains. And Dutch cared about money. He
Well,
wanted the money. He wanted the notoriety. He wanted to be a famous outlaw. And in order to do that, you had to, back then, you had to rob. You had to hurt. He didn't have a conscience at the end of it. It was whatever he could do to be the best, or be, be the person that was feared. He
yeah.
did not care who he killed or who he hurt in the process. Think about it when he killed that old lady. For no reason.
Oh, you mean the old lady in Guarma?
Yep. He didn't care about her. That was um,
A loose
a
end?
death. It was a meaningless death, is what it was. He didn't have to kill her. He did it because he wanted to. He enjoyed it.
Yeah.
He enjoyed killing. Arthur, to me, Arthur killed because he had no other choice. He was so loyal to Dutch, and he was so blinded in the beginning because he had this sense of loyalty because, to Arthur, that Dutch was the father figure along with Hosea. He was the reason that he was still alive.
Yeah.
Because Arthur thought that he wouldn't be anything without Dutch and Hosea. So
Yeah, well, I agree with you on some of that, what you're saying, but I don't agree on all, but that's the beauty of being human, people. We all have different opinions.
yeah, yeah. Just like Salty said, it was all about what Dutch wanted. If you
Hmm,
questioned him, he immediately got defensive. And it was, oh, okay, so you want to question me.
yeah,
Like, Dutch had to be in control of everything. And then when he wasn't in control, he would lash out in these, you know, what am I thinking of? What's the word that I'm thinking of? He would lash out very emotionally.
tantrums.
And it would cause hurt and pain and
Hmm,
death. Because when
yeah,
Dutch got mad, he would get to killing.
yeah,
He didn't care about anybody else but himself at the end. It
yeah,
was all about Dutch. Dutch had to be in control.
yeah, yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't really believe that. I have my own beliefs. I think just that, well, you think that Dutch is, well, as Birdie here says, Dutch was a narcissist.
Oh yeah.
I can kind of see why you believe that, but I have my beliefs, and I think that when they did that trolley station job and Dutch hit his head, that might have caused some damage because he changed after that. When Hosea died, he changed, and basically,
I
like,
think
with Micah, like, Micah is not a rat, he's a weasel, okay? Micah is not a rat, he's a weasel. And he said to, like, Dutch when he was, because this has happened before, and it had happened to me, like, IRL. And when I have been, like, not knowing what to do, I've always had someone, like, sitting beside me saying, hey, don't trust that person over there. I heard that he is weird and stuff like that. And I believe that because this guy that I'm talking to, he's a friend of mine and he wants to help me. But sometimes you have to make your own choices.
right. Well, I think that the reason why Dutch changed after Hosea died was because Hosea was his conscience.
Yeah,
And Hosea kept Dutch in line to a certain extent. But when
yeah,
Hosea died, Dutch was able to do what he had truly been wanting to do the whole time. Because he didn't have Hosea to kind of rein him in. So I look at them as, in a weird analogy, good and evil.
like yin
Not saying
yang.
that, yeah, yin and yang. So
Okay,
that's
okay,
the
okay,
dark
okay.
side,
So
as Hosea was the
once
light
again,
side.
Petty, you have the chat up in arms. Everyone is saying how terrible of a person Dutch is, and I can't
Because Dutch
believe
was
that this
trash.
is.
Dutch was trash.
Yeah.
Dutch was trash.
Thank you, Braytech. But okay, now that we've gotten that out of the question, there's like I've known you for quite a long time now. I think we're actually moving up to 2 years of me knowing you.
Bless your heart. I'm sorry.
What?
I'm sorry you've known me for so long.
No, 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 no. I'm happy. Everyone I meet here, I mean, I talked to Cap about this. Cap, if you're listening, yes, I'm giving you a shout out. But this game, I will never stop playing Red Dead Online. It lacks so much, but I love the game. And not because, well, in contrast, I actually sometimes hate this game. Because there's so little to do, I get frustrated. But the reason why I play Red Dead Online is because I've met so many amazing people in this game. That's why I play it, because this
I
game
agree.
is like the center where I can contact people. Like when I met, for example, when I met Wavy. If you guys don't know who Wavy is,
Oh,
he's a very good friend of mine, and
I miss Wavy.
yeah, he moved back to Jersey. He's
Did
living
not.
with he lives with Grandma Wavy now.
Oh.
Well, they lived in Florida, but they moved back to Jersey to be with family, I think. But okay, funny story. When me, Fresh, Cookie, and Ramen met up with Wavy, we were all happy to see each other, and you know how we greet each other. Shotgun blast to the face. And while we were killing each other, I just said to Wavy, "Hey Wavy, how's Grandma Wavy doing?" Because we call her Grandma Wavy. Because Wavy has a tendency to name everything after himself.
I
Wavy,
know.
Wavy, if you're listening, it's not hate, it's love. Love you, brother. But Wavy hogtied me and threw me in a coffin. We were in Armadillo at the time, and he managed to throw me in one of the coffins. And as I'm like lying there struggling, I'm gonna say, "When I get out of here, I'm gonna," and then we hear, "Hello?"
Yeah.
And we were like, "Hi?" And Wavy says, "Yeah, these are my friends. That's Fres from he's from Jersey too. He's Dominican. That's Cookie right there. He's from Arizona. That's Ramen. She's from Vermont. And that's Lavi, like right there in the coffin." And I was like, "Hey, Wavy's grandma. Hey, how you
Yeah.
doing? How you doing, sweetie? I'm doing fine, but your grandson kinda threw me in a coffin. Okay, well, I hope you're having fun, and please don't kill my grandson."
Oh.
She was so sweet and everything, and I
Love
was okay.
grandmas.
She, considering that she is the older generation, I had to listen. I had to listen, so I didn't shoot Wavy,
Yeah,
even though I wanted to. But the old generation said no, so I had to listen.
that's right.
But this game has opened up so many, like, I met people from India, Canada, the United States, Australia. I met people from all over the world, and when they meet me, they're like, "Oh my God, he's Swedish!"
Yeah, I think I remember having that same reaction.
Yeah. Um, you joined in on us one time when we just got to know Destroyer or Annie. Petty?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Yeah. And you and your husband joined in on us, and we played a little bit, and he, I mean, I was like sweet accent because you're from Georgia and you speak with a very like southern accent, and I was like, sweet accent.
Yeah.
And then we like introduced each other, and this is like, yeah, this is Wavy, and this is Laval. He's from Sweden, and you were like, oh my God, he's from Sweden. And then a million questions just kept coming and
I
coming
know.
and coming.
You're my first Swede. I had to know.
Hang on, we got a blueberry behind. I'm just... Ah, he's being chased by something. Okay, I just have to check that to make sure. But, okay. Due to the fact that we've known each other for so long, now it's time for Petty, who is basically the mother of the group. She has always kept everyone in line, and I mean that quite literally. I remember one time, very fond memory, everyone, we were like 7, 8 people playing at the time, and we were all just having fun, and Lost was there, and all the guys, Sweden, I thought you were Jamaican, fuck you, Cap. But Lost was there, and like me, Clyde, Wavy, Frez, and all those guys, we were just joking around and killing, shooting at each other, and one of us I said that with big like questions, accidentally shot Lost, and you were so angry with us that time. Like you took out a dynamite bow and arrow and just started blasting us.
Absolutely. So if I remember correctly, and because sometimes I forget how I meet everybody on here, but I want to say I met Lost. Annie and I were playing. I think Brandon was playing too, and she was delivering a wagon by herself. And I just kind
Uh,
of
Patty, you're cutting in and out. So
I am.
yeah, now I can hear you. So
Hello.
yeah, now I can hear you.
Oh, okay. No, what I was saying was I think the first time we met Lost Boy, um, she was delivering a wagon by herself.
Mm-hmm.
And we were just kind of doing our own thing, and she passed us. And I think she said, she might have said something along the lines of, like, don't shoot me, I'm just delivering a wagon. So Annie and I followed her to make sure nobody messed with her.
Mm-hmm.
And, from then, we were kind of like, hey, just come hang out with us, come play with us. And that's how we ended up making a lot of friends.
Yeah.
I know Brandon always tells the story of how he and I met, because I was the first person that he met on Red Dead.
Mm.
But I really can't remember how a lot of us met. Do you
Okay.
remember how we met?
Vaguely. But okay. So what I have for you right now, you're gonna be telling like what's your most fond memory with all of us together, and also this is embarrassing, but you're gonna be telling chat the most embarrassing stuff that has happened to me when you and I have been playing. The thing that I have never wanted to talk about.
You mean what's the most embarrassing that's happened today, or in
In
general?
in general, in general. But start off first with like, what's your fondest memory of all of the group playing together?
um, there's been so many. I always enjoy when we all get together.
Mm.
But I think just the times that there's normally a bunch of us around and we're more worried about talking to each other than we are about the game. I always enjoyed that. Like I enjoy the company more than I enjoy the game.
Yeah.
So even if we were doing something as small as filling up a camp, you know, um, that was fun. I loved the time that we all went and got donkeys, and I know it was me, my husband, Brandon. Who else was with us? I think Annie might have been with us, and there was a couple more people. We made we all decided that we were all going to find donkeys, and we were just going to ride into a town, just lined up with nothing but donkeys. And then I remembered playing the good, bad, and the ugly theme on in game chat when we were riding in, and everybody just lost it. So I was like, hang on, I got the perfect theme for us. And then I just started playing it, and everybody lost it. And here we are, just a bunch of goobers riding around on donkeys into Valentine.
Yeah.
I enjoyed doing the rodeo thing with you and Cap. You running around like a jackass, trying
Yeah,
to rope you.
about that, Cap actually put me and Clyde in charge of planning the rodeo.
Yeah. Yeah, the the Badonky Donk posse. That's right.
Yeah. So,
I I
okay.
enjoy every time somebody joins my posse and they don't realize that my posse's called the Big Booty Bandits. That they get a kick out of that.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
I remember that. I remember that. I remember that very much. Big booty posse. Four
yep,
guys. You
yep,
just
and
met.
me, the Big Booty
Me,
Bandits.
Wavy, Cookie, and Fress.
Yep,
And then there was you and Destroyer. You were the
yep,
posse leader because you said, I have a wagon, guys. And we being broke ass, lazy as dirt guys, we decided, oh, well, why not? And you just send us invite, and it only says like posse invite. And we accept and everything, and I just, yeah, it takes like minutes, and then I check posse name, and I see, and I say like out loud, why is the posse named Big Booty Bandits? And then everyone like stopped, except you two. You stopped to check the name of the posse and was like, wow, we're the Big Booty Bandits.
that's right, the Big Booty Bandits. Yep, and like Brandon said, then there's the Cream-Filled Posse, which is my husband's posse.
Oh yeah, must add cheese.
Must add cheese. That's right.
I need to bring him on an interview. I can interview you both sometime.
He's actually sitting right here beside me.
Hey, cheese.
Laval said hey.
Okay, but
But he's another one that he hasn't played. He hasn't played Red Dead in months.
yeah,
He's been playing Skyrim for the 80th time.
yeah. Well, he's not the only one because a friend of mine, I'm not gonna say his name, Clyde, has been bugging me about getting Skyrim.
Skyrim is a very good game. If you
Yeah.
have not played it, I've played it before, and then I recently got a Nintendo Switch.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then I went and found Skyrim on the Switch, so I've been playing Skyrim on this. You know what? I'm lying. I've been playing Animal Crossing solely on the Switch. That's all I play on my Switch now is Animal Crossing.
Okay. But, okay, I have many fond memories, and I'm gonna name like a few of them.
All right.
But this was also on stream, and that was when you told us about Goatsy. Chat, I'm not gonna go into detail on what I saw, but it's on stream, okay, and she just, yeah,
It's on
Google,
Brandon's stream.
yeah, Google goatsy, and I was like, okay, it must have something to do with goats, so I just look it up, and I was like, oh my god!
Brandon told you not to. He said he wasn't gonna do it. He wouldn't suggest you did it. And then what'd you do? You Googled goatsy.
Yeah,
You fell for it.
and the other time, so uncomfortable was when I got a job this summer at the pool. I got a job last summer working at a pool, and I was like, yeah, I'm a lifeguard. Which I wasn't, because my job was basically cleaning the pool. And you said, so you're a pool boy? And then you started talking to me in the most, like, awkward voice ever. And I was like, oh my...
You're still my pool boy, Laval.
Stop!
Hey, you called me a cougar earlier, so I need my pool clean there, pool boy.
Please. No, but I got so many like fond memories of. Okay, we've lost several viewers just because of that. So high five.
High five. It's called Laval's Corner. Ray's trying to find your stream.
Okay, but like there has been so many fond memories. Like I remember the steeplechase where I was in lead. We have this also on stream. Cap did the the cannonball run. The cannonball run. I was in lead like half a mile, being a little bit too cocky, like I'm gonna win, I'm gonna win, I'm gonna disconnected. I have the time when Cap introduced me to Miss Kitty. And I was in Cherokee Tribe at the time.
You there?
Yeah. When we met Miss Kitty, and I was in Cherokee, and she thought I was Cherokee. Like, oh, that's interesting. I never met a guy who's both Swedish and Cherokee.
Yeah. You never know.
Yeah.
Looks like you have to create a channel in order to chat.
Yeah. But yeah, I got so many fond memories, and we can just sit around here talking about it for hours, but we're closing in on the 1.5 hour mark.
Are we really?
Yeah, we're
Oh God,
1
yeah, we
hour
are.
and 1 hour and 23 minutes actually.
Wow.
So I wanna thank Petty so much for doing the interview. I had a lot of fun. And if you're interested in checking out more of Petty's channel, you can find her channel in my featured channels called Petty Bish. Is that what it's called? Petty Bish?
Yes, Petty Bish.
Yeah. And
Where's my oleander?
no. And without like further ado, thank you so much, Petty, for being here, and to all you in chat, remember this: keep your nose to the wind, your eyes along the skyline, watch your topknot. Good luck out there, pilgrims, and I will see you all out on the trail. Take care, folks. See you next Sunday.